Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kisha. I blog every day at kjaggers.com. That link is below. All you have to do is scroll down on the blog. There's tons of links and hopefully that will help you, find what you're looking for. So today I am back with a planning video. I know these videos are not for everyone, but for those of you watching, I hope to give you some tips and maybe inspire you with your planners. I really want this video to be more of a planning for beginners. And you guys, there are so many beautiful planners on Instagram through the planner community, and it's so big. There are amazing pictures, like I said, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Pinterest, you name it. There are amazing planners, and I think they capture all of us. I think even myself, who, you will see in a minute, I have a lot of planners, and some of them are highly decorated, some of them are not. I just feel like it's important that all of you guys know that your planners don't have to be the perfect Instagram picture. They are private. They are yours. 90% of the time, no one except yourself and maybe your spouse are even going to see your planners. Unless you make YouTube videos or share them, online, the majority of people probably will be keeping them very private. So it doesn't matter if you mess up. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect. I just think that all of us get swept away in the beautiful planner pictures. I myself have tried taking some, and sharing them, and I love them as much as the next person. But for someone just starting out, I'm not sure if it's totally realistic for you to totally have your planners in a way that someone who has been planning for many years does. It takes a while. It takes, learning yourself, learning your schedules, learning your routines to be able to really make a planner work for you. I hear all about planner peace all the time. I don't know if any of us truly find it. Because I think, for me, I'm just like the next person. I'll find a new planner and I'll be calling up my friends and calling up my family and saying, I got this amazing planner. And sometimes I'll switch from the planner I'm using to try that particular planner out. And, I don't know if there ever really will be peace in the planning community in terms of finding that one lifetime planner. I think picking a planner is huge. And there are so many, you guys. And again, I'll link some of my favorite planning friends below, their names on Instagram. So you can go see some of the different ones out there. But, for me, like in 2014, I was using this Christian Art Daily Planner. And it pretty much had the vertical design. Let me see if I can find a page that's just empty. Here we go. So it has this vertical spread, and it's really, really handy. I absolutely loved this planner. There's Bible quotes all through it. I'm sorry the lighting's going to switch with me lifting books up, but this one is amazing, and I used this planner for a long time, but there are so many. I have a full desk right here right now. I have these ring planners. They are super nice. You can take the pages in and out. You can switch stuff around. I have this planner, and as soon as I opened it, I seen a picture with me and my brother from 1978. Love that. And these planners are amazing. I've used them on and off for years. I think it's all about testing out what really works for you. And the only way you're going to do that is to shop around. Well, I would say look around. I'm sorry. I have so many. I have many more. I would say look around and see what appeals to you. And then shop around, of course. Some months I made my own planners, homemade. And on the pages, I wrote, you know, my daily schedule and task. Here's another one that I did the same way, almost smash book style. You can kind of see. I'm not going to open all these up. There are people that actually like pause your videos and they blow up trying to read your private entries. And I didn't realize that till this year. So I'm trying to be more careful with that. There are the amazing, and I have more than these, Erin Condren planners. So many people love these. I have a discount code on my blog. If you're interested, they make them in the vertical, the same as I showed you with the Christian planner. They have the vertical design. I think I have a horizontal in here. Yes, and they have a horizontal design. Lots of different ways to pick the planner that works well for you. Again, I'm sorry the lighting is going to keep going in and out with all these different books. There is the Inkwell Press Live Better planners. I fell in love with these. They have a vertical and a horizontal as well. There are also planners that many of you have seen that you can find on online or at your local Walmart or your local Target. These are older ones. This one is a, I don't know, 2010. This one is a 2011, just at a glance. And sometimes these have been really helpful in my life. I don't think there's any shame if you're somebody who wants to go to your Target and find a beautiful planner. Target has some amazing planners. I don't think there's anything wrong if you want to go to Walmart. Figuring out what planner works for you is going to be, you know, a challenge like it is for the rest of us. For me right now, my Midori Traveler's Notebook is working for me very well. The passport size is my wallet. And, you know, there is also electronical planning where you can get online and you can plan your day. They have Palm Pilots, all kinds of different ways that you can, you know, kind of do the modern age of planning. We will talk about that in some videos, but I do very little of that kind of planning. I'm still somebody who loves just an old-fashioned pen and paper planner. Decorating, in my opinion, is not really planning. Now, I know some of my planning friends would say, yes, it is. It's definitely a part of planning. I don't think it is. I think writing things down and working off of a to-do list within your planner is planning. I don't think adding cute washi tape is planning, even though I do. That is more decorating. And this video is not going to share very much about decorating, but I will come back in another video and I will share lots of tips about decorating. I think personally for me, making sure that when you do get that planner, and most of them will have a monthly spread. Some of them are only monthly spreads. Some of them are monthly and weekly, or weekly on 2 pages, or daily on 1 page. Once you do find that planner of your choice, I think it's super important that you bite the bullet. You get all of your monthly birthdays, the things that you know are going on for the entire year, put into that monthly spread. That's the first thing I would do with any planner I get, because you're already going to have a baseline of birthdays, anniversaries, travel possibly. Now, you know, a lot of stuff does come in, you know, weekly or daily, if you will, but making sure you have all of the big dates already lined up in your planner for the entire year will be a very big tool in planning your weekly layouts, in planning your daily activities. I think it's important that you work off of a monthly spread. That's my personal opinion. That's what works well for me. Now, in my monthly spreads, I do use pen a lot. But if you're somebody who has a lot of changes, I recommend just using an old-fashioned pencil with an eraser, so you're not totally crossing stuff out, that you can actually remove it. There are, you know, removable pens, the friction pens. I own a ton of them. I don't know if I have any right here right now. I actually do. These are the Friction Clicker 7 erasable pens, but nothing is going to erase as well as a pencil because these have a rubber eraser. They're never going to get it off like a regular eraser on a pencil. So I do recommend that even if you are somebody who wants to decorate your monthly spread, you can, write down in small print, an appointment you have that month. And when you go back to decorating your pages, you can totally jazz that day up however you wish. But you can always erase it, and you won't see that it was there before, just kind of helping you keep track of what was going on. There are a ton of writing tools, and you will see those all over Instagram as well. And, I am a sucker for a lot of the Midori products. I have their pen and their pencil, and I have a ton of other pens. These Frictions are amazing. I like a good gel pen. You really need to find what feels good in your hand, what feels good on the paper that you're writing on. Like with the Inkwell Press Classic or the horizontal, the paper is much thicker. So these hold up to like the Sharpie pens and to the Paper Mate flares. They hold up well. But some of the other papers, even some in my Midori, are super thin and they do not hold up to a, more inky kind of a writing tool. So you definitely want to keep that in mind. If you're somebody who likes to write with like a marker, you definitely want a planner with thicker paper so you don't have the bleed through. So, there is a lot to think about when you go shopping for a new planner. A lot of us don't think of that. At least a lot of my friends and family, they just go out and find a beautiful planner, and then they don't realize that it's not going to work for them for A, B, or C reasons. And I think it's important that you think about how you're really going to utilize that planner. I think it's also important that you don't be intimidated. Making a schedule out is not that hard. Some of us don't know really how to structure our days. I know a lot of stay-at-home wives and moms, struggle with this because I get the emails. I know you guys struggle with trying to roadmap your day out and stick to it, but it's not that hard. And if you actually open that planner every single day, you look at the task that you can possibly get done, or you look at the projects that maybe you want to work on a little bit or even start, and you look at your daily to-dos, I promise it will keep you more organized. It will make your day work better. It's up to you if you want to have a simple planner, if you want to have a complex planner, if you want to have a family planner. It's very individual, and planning works different for every person. So some of us just need a tiny little book that we keep just appointments in, and that's it. And for some of you guys, that totally works. For others, it's really important to document, to journal, to schedule for their husbands and their kids, and events going on at church and events going on at school. It depends where you're at in your life on really what kind of planner might work best for you. I don't want to give recommendations. I think it's so individual that you really have to do the research. There are amazing planner companies out there. And if you look, like I said, at some of the planner people that I actually love, you will definitely find planners that probably will work for you in many different ways. I think that it's important for us to, see where our days are going. For me, I have struggled with motivation, depression, anxiety, and some of the times a planner has really brought me out of those funky moods because I hold myself accountable. I look at the to-do list and I'm like, I got to get it done. And it doesn't matter really, how I'm feeling unless I'm just all you know, exhausted, which I have been, and I did explain in a chatty vlog. I'll link it in. There are some cards that have popped in. I hope you guys take advantage of those. And there's also a link on my blog that will take you straight to all things planner. It's just at the bottom. But, you know, it's important that you figure out what your schedule is, what you have coming up, and you figure out what feels good to you planning wise. Does a big book like this feel good to you? Does a smaller type of traveler's notebook work well for you? Does a, you know, like a Palm Pilot or a system like OneNote, which we will be talking about in future planning videos, or, you know, something like online, like a Google Calendar, any of that is perfectly fine. Like I said, there's not the planner police that's going to come around and say, you know, this is an awful way of planning. It really is so personal that you just have to take the time and figure out what works for you. It's easier said than done. Believe me, I've tried. But again, for me, it would be testing them out, seeing what works. Now, I make YouTube videos, so some planners come in for a review. I give those away to family and friends if I don't plan on using them. Sometimes I put them up and use them in a different kind of way, in a different part of the year. But there's so many options, and in order not to like spend a lot of money like a lot of YouTubers or planning people do, it's important to do that research. There are so many different companies, and maybe on the blog post that goes with this video, I'll list out a lot of those companies with links, and that way maybe you can just start going through them. You can get discounts for the Inkwell Press. You can get discounts for the Erin Condren. You can get discounts for the Planner Addict Box. All of that is on my blog in the right sidebar. But, you know, for me, what really works is a monthly and a weekly spread, separate or together. I don't care how it's really laid out. I really, I guess, prefer the month, then the weeks of that month, and then the next month. I like that a lot. I definitely like, I always refer back to my monthly calendars. Let me see one. Let's see here. Let me find one that I've used here recent. Okay, well this one's kind of old, but I always refer back to the months because that's where it starts for me. I write down every single thing that I know I have going on, and then in the weekly spreads, let me see another one that's a good example for you guys. I kind of break everything down, and that has more to do, more tasks, things that I really want to accomplish. And I worked off of each one of those layouts. So again, the monthly layout is super important. If you bring home a new planner, I recommend definitely starting that monthly layout immediately. Get everybody's birthday in it. Get all the anniversaries that matter. Get all of those travel dates already laid out, roadmapped for every month of the year. It takes some time. It takes sometimes looking people's birthdays up on Facebook. Sometimes it takes calling in a friend and asking about maybe their child's birthday. So you have it, and you're not going to miss those important days. And like I said, you can lightly write them down in pencil and go back and decorate later and still have those on your planner or in your calendar within your planner. The weekly spread for me right now is still a vertical spread. I shared a planner photo on my blog recently, but it's the vertical spread. And that's what works well for me. I prefer seeing my to-do list basically for that day of the week written out. If I don't have a lot going on that day, that's where I'll add in some decoration. You know, I love stickers, you guys. I think they are amazing. I think they are beautiful. I have tons of stickers. I have tons of washi tape. I mean, I don't know how you wouldn't love, like, amazing looking washi tape. But at the same time, these are just not what planning is. Planning, at least for me, planning is making sure that I'm getting everywhere on time and making sure my kids are getting everywhere on time, and I know what days my husband is off work and all of that. That is planning. Planning is making sure everything runs smoothly for you. Decorating is making sure everything looks pretty for you. While they go great together, they don't necessarily have to be codependent on each other. You can definitely plan using only a pencil, only a pen, and have a very functional planner. You can definitely buy a ton of stickers and stamps that will also make it more functional, but probably more visually appealing. And then you can go all out. I mean, some of my spreads are hugely bright. There are other weeks it is so busy I don't have a lot of room for decorating. So I would say making your planner functional before decorative is most important. You know, I think it's great that we all love our stickers and we all have our favorite Etsy shops. I have a million of them, but I think it's more important that we keep our lives moving forward and smoothly in a way that is productive for us. And you know, I know for a lot of working moms, their schedules start from the minute they wake up, and then they have a big gap in their day until they get home in the evenings. And a lot of them fill up that weekly space with a lot of the things they need to get done in the evenings, and like, you know, the school functions that they have going on in the evenings, basketball games, plays, musicals, things that their children are in. And you know, a lot of their planning also goes on weekends. So sometimes for a working mom, having a big spread on the weekends is important. For somebody who's home every day, I think it's important to have, you know, a big area where you can write down everything you want to accomplish that day. And sometimes, you know, for me, my planner is a record keeper. It's a record keeper of tasks that I need to get done around my house and projects and, you know, different things that are going on with my kids. And it's a record keeper. It actually holds me accountable. And I find that when I am in that depressed, sad mood, looking at what I need to do on the paper really motivates me. So if you're somebody who does struggle with motivation, write it down and look at it. Hold yourself accountable every night. Every night in that bed, I sit there and go through my to-dos and my tasks that I really wanted to accomplish. What didn't get accomplished definitely gets moved. And a lot of times I will, you know, find motivation to do more than what's on those tasks simply because I'm looking at it. And I fulfilled everything maybe a little bit faster than what I thought I would. So I can add a few things in. You know, it just matters, I think, for so many moms that we have our schedules out, that we know, you know, what homekeeping we need to be doing and what things are coming up. So definitely plan before decorate. That's a big tip for me. And using a pencil is huge. I have a ton of different writing instruments. Maybe we'll do a video and talk about that. I'm going to be posting a ton of planner videos coming up, and I'm excited about those. I hope these videos help you guys figure out how to plan for yourselves. I know it sounds easy. It is easy if you are a natural planner, but so many of the ladies that are emailing me are not natural planners. I would say check out the planner community for the planner designs that you like, not necessarily the planner decorating that you like, not yet, but the designs, what works for you. Right now, this is what's working for me. So, you know, I think it's important that you find something that will work for you, and then you research it. You make sure the layout within the planner is good and it will fit your life. And you know, there are mommy planners and there are planners that you can add to, and the kind with the rings, you can add pages in or out. That might work great for your life. I love right now these inserts that are in the Midori Traveler's Notebooks. I plan on filing these inserts away at a certain time. Actually, I'm going to need, you know, when they fill up, I'm going to need to switch out my YouTube and blog one, and I can change out different designs because Midori makes a ton of different inserts, and I can try different things, you know, whenever I want. But for some, these Erin Condren are amazing. I've used them for years. I love them as well. But it's just finding what works for you. Find that planner or calendar. Maybe a big family calendar works for you in your family. We actually have one of those. I kind of had to be repetitive on some stuff, which is completely fine if that means my kids and husband is actually looking at that calendar and seeing what we have going on. I've shared those big planners and calendars in many videos. There's a playlist on YouTube that shares all of my planner videos, so definitely check that out if you want to see more about that. But I think it's important to find what works for your family, and I don't think you're going to find it the first time, every time, because, you know, there might be something else that comes up that suits my fancy a little bit more than what I'm currently using. It happens to the best of us, but really research that planner, and I'll lay some out in my blog post that goes along with this video that maybe will help you get started with that. You know, I have used planners ever since middle school, probably. Maybe in elementary. I don't have really any memories of elementary school planning, but I probably did. I think a lot of us who plan or who love planning really like to be in control, and I think that's something about your personality. You know, our oldest daughter really doesn't, and she has a YouTube, Laura, she really doesn't use a planner. She uses a calendar on her refrigerator, and that is it. And that works for her. So maybe a planner doesn't really suit your needs. Just don't fall into the trap of buying the first pretty planner you see. You need to make sure it's going to work for you, and you need to see if that planner will be able to accommodate all of the things you have going on in your life. And that could be your work schedule, your home schedule, your kids' schedule, all of those different schedules. I think planning is so customizable that if you don't find something that you like right away, you will definitely eventually find something, because there's so many out there. There's no way. There's never going to be a planner that you're going to love. There are also planners you can design on your own. Personal Planners has a lot of planners that you can change the layout on, and you can, you know, kind of make it your own. I did a review for them a long time ago, and you'll find that video in my playlist as well. It's really something that I think hopefully you will use every single day, and if it doesn't work for you, find something that does, because planning is so important, at least in my life, to making things run smoothly. I am a believer because I know it works. Right now I'm doing kind of a little more bullet journal. I'm not 100% bullet journaling all the way through my planners, that's for sure, or my inserts or anything, but I'm kind of doing that bullet kind of planning. And it's interesting because we're never too old to learn something new, and maybe there is a new system out there that will make your life, you know, run more smoothly. Why not look for that system? So be selective in what you pick and really look at those planners. I would say make sure you find some good writing tools, like a good pen, a good pencil, and make sure that, you know, that you can erase things or move things around. Some people plan with only Post-its on their calendars. I've seen that in case they have to move things. I don't like crossing things out, but I think it's, you know, okay if that's okay with you. I personally prefer a pencil on a lot of my planner, but in my monthly spread, I actually do have a lot of it in pen, because a lot of it, well, a lot of it's actually on stickers with the dates on the dates with the name and the occasion. So I guess I could move it if I needed to decorate. But I think planning is more important than decorating. I just do. Now, do I decorate? Absolutely. But that's because I got the planning down on what works for me. I think it's important first to figure out a system that works for you, and I'll do my best to list some of those out in my blog post. I hope that this video gives you a little bit of guidance on where to start planning. It's really finding what works for you. It's finding, what routines you're going to be okay with planning. Are you willing to sit down and plan, once a week? Are you willing to sit down and look at that planner every single day and really follow it? That's what matters. And if you're not, then find one of those big calendars and get busy writing everything down on it, and don't worry about going out shopping for a personal kind of planner or organizer or notebook. But if you are somebody who needs more structure, definitely look into having a planner that really works. And I implore you to go look at those planners of yours that you have now. Have you filled them in? Have you, road mapped your week out? Do you have next month kind of planned out? Are you a planner? And if you are, definitely continue with it. If you're somebody who has started it and kind of trickled off, figure out why. Why is that planner not good for you to use? Why is it too much for you to, really think about your to-do list? And then figure out a way around it. And it's just important for me to see everything. If you're somebody who really wants to do electronical, is that even a word? If you're somebody who wants to plan online or on a device, read the reviews. Find one that you think will work. Cozy works for a lot of people. I know just the Gmail calendars work well. You can do a weekly, a monthly. There's lots of ways to view those. There is OneNote, which I'm starting to fall in love with. And, for me, I use a combination of like my Midori Traveler's Notebook, my apps on my tablet, and my phone. So I use a combination of all of those. And I also use a family calendar, like I said, for my kids and my husband downstairs. Hangs on the chalkboard wall. They can see what's going on, and there are no big surprises. Also, that hangs on that chalkboard wall is the chores. And I think it's, best in so many of our lives to really figure it out. Figure out all the tasks you want to get done. And when I was running behind, I had to prioritize. And sometimes that's what we have to do. We have to pick the most important task of the day, write them down, and do our best to accomplish them. And then hold ourselves accountable for not accomplishing them, or, for scheduling some new tasks, because I don't know about your house. Our house is always evolving. There's always somewhere new to organize. There's always something new that needs to be done. There's pet care. There's so much that if I don't schedule that stuff, a lot of that is just going to get pushed aside and never get done. And that's depressing to me. And I think if we are well thought out in our planners, it saves us time, it saves us money, it saves us heartache and confusion when we forget that our son's got this appointment or that appointment and we didn't make it, and or that you wanted to get that birthday card off and you didn't realize that you had already passed up the birthday. I mean, who really wants to live like that? I cannot. So I really hope that you break out the planners that you do have and you look at them. You see if they're working for you, why they are, why they're not, if it's something you need to redo, a system you need to update, or if you're completely new to planning, you really sit down and brainstorm what you're looking for in that planner and then start your mission of finding it. And I'll do my best to answer any questions and ask others if I don't know the answer already. And if you're somebody who, doesn't have a lot of money for planning, don't hesitate to go to your local Target, your local Walmart, wherever and buy a calendar with or a planner within your budget. There's no shame in that, none. And I take offense to people who are snobby only to Erin Condren's or only to Filofaxy or whatever. Filofoxy. I never say that right. It's up to you on what you use, and you don't have to show it to the world. Don't worry about if it's what you see online. Make it work for you. So those are a few of my tips. I hope this video was a little bit helpful, and I just wanted this one to be out there because I have so many, and I really want them to be in line. So why not talk about planning for beginners now? So if you have any questions or comments or anything that works for you, I would love to hear you in the comments on my blog post. We will be having some planner giveaways. We will have lots of other planner videos. I mean lots. So this is just the beginning, and I really appreciate you watching. There's so many that really don't know about planning, and that's who this video is geared for. So if you're somebody who uses a planner, leave your comments below and help the others out who are just getting started. I really hope you guys do that. That's why I love this community, and that's why I love you guys, because you're such amazing subscribers and viewers and friends. I love you guys, and I love the planning community, and I love the YouTube community as well. So again, if you have any questions or comments, leave those below. We will be back with more planner videos before you know it. Stay tuned, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Thanks so much for watching.